Welcome to Hanging Out with Robert, that's me. This video contains things that I tinker with throughout the day. For step-by-step detailed instructions of those tasks, you can click on the links in the comment section below. I plan on leaving this video accessible for about 30 days. After that, you can view it through my Patreon account. This video also has tips and tricks that I've learned over the years. So, thank you very much for watching. And here we are, folks, back to Red Barron. Had to get all this stuff moved out of the garage bay so we can get this cracking. Cracking. That's how high my OTE pipe ended up after I added that 4 inches or so to it. Now you see my throttle cable is broke and I don't see my manual one. So I'm going to disconnect this throttle cable, run it through this bracket to support it up, and that way it'll at least be held up. First thing I'm going to do is pull off this tube and hook up the vacuum to this valve better, because right now it's got a real short one going down to the bottom of the turbo. I want to put a longer one on there, and I found all my vacuum at the house. Nice silicone vacuum. Then I found one of these clips in Queen Bee, so I'm going to take the wire off one of these and put a clip on one of them. Then I'll get another clip at the junkyard probably later today. It is now 12. Should have this thing running by 1:30. The time is now 1:22. Give you guys a progress update. Took this intake tube off so I can get the tubes right on top of it. I got the blue line going into that intake tube by that PTC. I put the wastegate actuator line there on the yellow. I got the blue going to the intake tube, got the black going to the turbo pressure. I got the bypass blow off going up here to the intake manifold. I think I got all the vacuum on. Now, anything that experiences boost on a performance car has to be clamped or tied down. So you need to put you a real nice tight zip tie on it or a clamp on it, or you're going to have problems. Now, I got to get this back here on my vacuum. I got something, my boost has to come over there and go on the front of there, and whatever is not tied down usually pops off. You get up around 17 psi, 15, 17 psi, all this old stuff. So let me get those couple things on, find me what I'm gonna do with my air mass meter, and then put the battery in here, disconnect the ignition, disconnect the fuel, crank it until I have oil pressure. And I got to put my coolant, water, and oil in the car. What I have here with that part number is the mass airflow sensor out of a 96 through 98 960. So I'm going to take that meter out and put the 850 meter in so that I can have the right meter in here and I can get it tuned. Now, that doesn't fit quite right, so I'm going to have to put something around here so that I can clamp that thing on there. So let's find what that is. Took the air mass meter out of the 850 housing, put it in this 960 housing. Now I need to, I'm pretty sure it goes this way. I need to wrap some electrical tape around that until that becomes a tight fit. So let me go find my electrical tape, wrap that around there, and plug that in, and then put in my battery. Time to add the fluids. I have a clean pan under the car in case something starts leaking. And I'm going to add the Volvo coolant first, a gallon, then I'm gonna top it off with the distilled water. So let's start pouring. Coolant 100% in, nothing leaking on the ground. How about that? Alright, let me pour as much water as I can in there, and then I'll do the same for the oil. Tightened up the oil drain bolt. I took the oil cap, ran it through the parts washer, cleaned it up. Now I'm gonna put this in there, start the car, let it run 10 to 30 minutes idle. Then I'm going to change the oil and filter. Now this engine has not been rebuilt, just refreshed with timing parts, stuff like that. So I don't think I need to change the oil after that. So this is kind of a rinse, no oil treatment. Just put some oil in there, let it run 10 to 30 minutes, and then change the oil with Mobile One. I checked the oil level. It is on the low mark. I'm not concerned about that. I'm about to go have lunch. When I get back, we're going to toss the battery in and crank it till we get oil pressure, and then we're going to connect the ignition wire and the fuel pump relay and fire it up. So let's go have lunch, get back here. Disconnect the coil power, got the fuel injector relay out. I'm gonna go ahead and drop in the battery and make sure everything is clear of the belt path. I don't want nothing falling down in the belt, and I'm gonna crank it until I get oil pressure. Got the battery installed. Need to plug this back into the cruise pump, but in the meantime, let me go in here and see if this thing will crank. Try to crank it till we get oil pressure. It is now 3:03. Let me hit this door latch, stop this thing so I can hear what's going on. Seems like we're in neutral. Oil pressure light there. Crank that till oil pressure light goes out. Give it a rest every 15 seconds. Give it a rest for 30 seconds. I'm gonna make sure the timing belt's moving. Make sure that thing is actually cranking. Yep. The timing belt moving. No oil pressure yet. I'm gonna have to put a jump box on that thing. There it goes. We got oil pressure. Now I can hook up my fuel and ignition. My battery's sounding a little weak. I think I'm gonna go ahead and hook up my Serpentine Belt so the car will run after I get it started. Let me do that real quick. When you do this RN swap and you want to use this pulley, you got to put a washer or two back there to move the pulley out so you can get the cover in. So we don't want the belt hanging off. So I'm gonna try with one, and I might have to go back with another one. Found the belt. Let me get my flash on. It short belt, goes the old way. Seems a little loose, but anyway, I'm gonna run with it. Go in here and start the car. Plug in that ignition, plug in that fuel relay. When I was cranking it earlier, it didn't sound like it had any compression. So hopefully, me cranking it built up some compression that'll fire up now that I have the ignition and fuel on. Let's go see what happens. And here we go, folks. Man, no compression. Come on, baby. to catch. Might have to put some oil in them cylinders. That'll be a drag. Got my jump box on it. Gonna try it one more time. If it didn't fire up this time, I'm going to put oil in the cylinders. Got it. Yeah, boy. Don't look like I'm getting a charge or ABS and tracks. Ain't no big deal. Let me go undo my jump box. Yeah, boy. It's mean and it's green. Got a fuel leak. Got to cut that off. Had a fuel leak. Had to cut that off. Got my fuel leak fixed. Let's see how long it takes her to fire up this time. Fired right up. We are in business with Red Barron, boy. Got it in first gear. The wheels are turning. Just getting this exhaust settled. Put my bong in the wrong place. Should move it up there a couple inches. So I'm gonna put a plug in there and move the bong up there so it can clear this dang on heat shield. And I'm gonna wrap it up for today. Clean up my mess. Get this car out of here so I ain't gotta move this stuff no more. And work on getting the exhaust and the oil changed. Tighten up a couple bolts in this transmission. I got one missing, a couple loose, and should be good to go. Shutting down the day. Somebody hit Panther down at the shop, tore the bumper open, then a Defender. Now I need to find a black Fender. It's always something. Looks like I got a couple of packages. Let me go ahead and open these up and see what they are. First package is from a viewer. Sent a nice phone, a Samsung Galaxy S8 Plus. It's already got a case on it, but he told me not to open it until I get the OtterBox that he ordered from me, cause he know I got the dropsies and this phone will be dead. He sent me a nice Samsung like S6 or something when they first came out. That thing was broke within 3 days. So, thank you. He also included a COVID survival kit. It has some vitamins and stuff like that in here. Second package I got from a viewer. Sent me a right hand fog light for Red Barron. So I got that in the mail. Awesome. Thank you very much. That last package was a item that someone purchased from me, and then they duplicated the purchase, so they sent me that one back. So that was just a return part. That's all for today. Thank you very much for watching, and I want to say a special thanks to those that have recently made PayPal donations. Those are really appreciated. YouTube, I don't know if you guys know it, but YouTube viewing is down some and income is way down. So not much happening on YouTube, but I do appreciate those that send donations for the videos that help them out. So thank you very much for watching. We'll pick up with Red Barron tomorrow. If you feel that this information was useful, please like it and share it with your social media friends. You can subscribe to my channel so that you will get notifications of future videos that I post. You can follow me on Twitter, and if you need to contact me directly, please visit my website. And if you have any questions, leave them below, and someone or myself will reply to them. Again, thank you very much for watching.